The West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, she is facing massive backlash over her controversial remark on the Durgapur rape case. Mamata Banerjee, she had earlier questioned why the survivor was out late at night, a statement that in fact triggered outrage across political and social circles. Now, the Chief Minister, she has backtracked, saying that her words were taken out of context, but the damage, many say, has already been done. The BJP, it is accusing Mamata Banerjee of victim blaming and shielding lawlessness in West Bengal. The government, meanwhile, insists that the opposition is politicizing a sensitive issue. Listen in to what Mamata Banerjee said.
There is a private college. The matter nobody is supporting. You tell me when Odisha, before 3 weeks ago, 3 girls are raped in the sea beach. What action is being taken by the Odisha government? And Bengal, if anything happens on women, we don't allow anything to be considered as a casual case. It's a serious case we consider. And that girl, it's a shocking. She was studying in a private medical college. So all the private medical college, whose responsibility? How they came out in the night at 12:30. And it happens in the, so far I know, forest area. And 12:30, I do not know what happened. Investigation is on. I'm shocked to see the incident. But private medical colleges also is to take care. আপনাদের বলি দমদম এয়ারপোর্টে আমি কিছু বলেছি, আমার কথা ডিস্টার্ব করা হয়েছে। প্লিজ আপনাদের একটা রিকোয়েস্ট করব, আমাকে আপনারা কোশ্চেন করবেন আর তারপরে ডিস্টার্ব করবেন। আমি ভাত খাই সেটা না বলে আমি ভাত বলে দিচ্ছেন। এইসব রাজনীতি আমার সাথে করার চেষ্টা করবেন না, কারণ আমি আপনাদের সাথে মিট করি, অনেকে মিটই করেন না, কোশ্চেন তৈরি করে দিয়ে উত্তর দেয়।
Meanwhile, as I mentioned, the opposition, it has taken this opportunity to attack Mamata Banerjee and the West Bengal government. They call her comments insensitive, heartless and unbecoming of a woman chief minister. The BJP, it says that Mamata Banerjee has failed Bengal's women, that her government has lost control over the law and order situation, and that her mindset itself, it stands exposed. In fact, in a scathing attack, the BJP called Mamata Banerjee a blot on womanhood and has also demanded her resignation.
देखिए, महिलाओं को और महिलाओं के बारे में इस तरीके की मानसिकता बार बार तृणमूल कांग्रेस के सामने से, तृणमूल कांग्रेस के लीडरशिप से आ रही है। इससे पहले जब आरजीकर की घटना घटी थी, उस समय नोटिफिकेशन किया गया था कि महिलाओं को नाइट शिफ्ट कम दिया करे प्राइवेट कंपनीज। अगर महिलाओं को अभी मुख्यमंत्री जी बोल रहे हैं कि उनको रात में निकलना बंद होना चाहिए, तो मुख्यमंत्री जी क्या चाहते हैं कि सारे महिला घर में बैठकर बोरखा पहन के बैठे रहे?
पश्चिम बंगाल में ममता दीदी हैं और एक महिला मुख्यमंत्री है, और महिला मुख्यमंत्री रहने के बाद इस तरह की घटनाएं लगातार घटना, ये बहुत ही दुखद है। तो इस पे उनको कड़ी कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। साथ ही साथ कॉलेज में क्या सुरक्षा व्यवस्था है, इस पर भी ये देखने की आवश्यकता है। क्या कॉलेज में सीसीटीवी कैमरा था या नहीं है, तो इन सारी चीजों को देख के कॉलेज प्रबंधन के द्वारा कैसी सुरक्षा व्यवस्था अपनाई गई है।
CM cannot say 12:30 AM. By 11 o'clock, she was in hospital emergency after the incidents.
Police says.
So funny. I must know before I give some. I'm a chief minister of the state, head of the state. So before commenting this, you should know the time. There was no light, no camera, no surveillance, no police, no security, nothing. And after that, she came back to hospital with her friend again by 9:30, before 9:30. And there she had severe pain and severe bleeding, for which she was admitted to hospital by her other friends.
Joining us on the broadcast is Shazia Ilmi, the national spokesperson of the BJP. I also have Sophia Khan, a TMC supporter. I also have a former DJP, Mr. Vikram Singh, joining us. Shazia Ilmi and Sophia Khan, before I come to you, I want to take the opening remark from Vikram Singh. Sir, as a former top cop yourself, what is your assessment? Is policing in Bengal adequate when it comes to, and especially when it comes to women's safety, crimes against women? What is your assessment, sir?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Osama. For once, I find the West Bengal police caught on the wrong foot. And I'll give you my reasons why. In the first place, the entire strength of the state and the police should be on the side of the survivor and not try to give alibis and escape routes to the accused.
Yeah.
In this case, unfortunately, an escape route has been given to the accused, that it was the survivor who was at fault as she ventured out. The medical students are a studious lot and they are expected to go out once in a while. And it cannot be faulted if the law and order is so pathetic that a student of medical sciences is gang raped. And then to top it all, instead of giving all the forensic and also scientific aids to investigation, getting all the culprits and also getting the statements before a magistrate, I would have been very satisfied if an ex gratia amount was also should have been announced, something that perhaps would not assuage the feelings of the family, but that is a basic legal requirement. But why has not this happened? To the contrary, a very irresponsible and a cavalier statement attributed to Didi. Also, I would say that Didi herself is a lady, herself is a working lady.
Yeah.
I had expected a lot more. But to expect the ladies to stay indoors after dusk, well, it is not expected in today's times. There are equal responsibilities. So there were multiple fault lines, the investigation, the priorities, and not putting the best foot forward and giving us to assuage the feeling of the survivor.
All right. Shazia Almi, what do you make of Mamata Banerjee's comments? She says, why was the survivor out late at night? She backtracks and says that her comments are being taken out of context. Do you believe that the statements made by the West Bengal Chief Minister, it reflects her government's mindset, especially on women's safety?
I think it's quite deplorable. I did not expect a woman chief minister to speak like this. And it just goes on to show that, women also are as much repository of anti-women mentality and patriarchy as much as some men are. And it's very shocking that instead of taking responsibility, law and order, after all, is a state subject. Instead of taking responsibility, what's happened to this girl, and she's justifying what's happened. Not just that, she's actually blaming young girls for wanting to step out after dusk and saying that they should not be stepping out, and in a way condoning the criminals accused, and actually blaming and putting the blame on the girl herself. That is really sad. And I expected more sensitivity from Mamata Banerjee, from Didi, and her remarks smack of anti-women mentality, of cruelty almost. And I'm quite bewildered at her statement when she says it's a private university. Well, law and order remains a state subject. Do you expect private universities to have their own police? So I don't know where this is going, but something doesn't add up. And in a state where there is such a strong nexus between criminals and politicians, as we've seen earlier in the RG Kaur rape incident, I really think a lot more, and Shah Jahan Sheikh incident, I really think a lot more needs to be done. I'm glad she has taken back her remarks, but the very fact that she uttered them and with such brazenness are really a shocker for me.
True. Sophia Khan, बंगाल की मुख्यमंत्री ममता बनर्जी वो पहले कहती हैं कि सर्वाइवर जो है वो रात के टाइम बाहर क्यों गई, फिर वो जो है वो कहती हैं कि उनका स्टेटमेंट जो है वो ये मीन नहीं करती थी, वो आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट लिया जा रहा है. क्या कहना चाह रही थी मुख्यमंत्री? बिकॉज हम सारे जानना चाहते हैं, विल ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड क्या एग्जैक्टली कहना चाह रही थी, क्या आउट ऑफ कॉन्टेक्स्ट लिया गया है, और इस तरह का स्टेटमेंट इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस इस तरह का स्टेटमेंट क्यों ही देना?
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to strongly condemn this whole entire incident, not only as a TMC supporter, but also as a woman. And secondly, before I start, I would like to just show you one clip, which is in Bengali. Anyways, this one is already posted in her page, Mamata Banerjee page. I would like to just explain what she has just said in Bengali. She said that it is also responsibility of that private institution where they have taken good amount of money. So whose responsibility is that? Why the girl was allowed midnight? This does not mean that she's asking the girls itself that why she was out. But anyways, being a chief minister of this state, she's also a woman. So being a woman or elder woman, she has just shown her remark. लेकिन मैं इसके साथ साथ ये भी कहना चाहूंगी कि बीजेपी जितनी सिलेक्टिव राजनीति करती है, मैं देखिए मैं इसको मेरे राज्य का रेप तेरे राज्य का रेप नहीं करना चाहती, बिकॉज एज अ वुमेन आई एम जस्ट अशेम्ड ऑफ दैट। लेकिन सिलेक्टिव जो चीजें हैं, अभी कल आप देखिए एक दलित महिला का जो रेप है वो लखनऊ में हुआ, यूपी में। क्या योगी जी ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस को फेस किया? एटलीस्ट शी इज फेसिंग द प्रेस। और जब प्रेस को हम फेस करते हैं, मैं इसको देखिए मैं इसके फॉर और अगेंस्ट दोनों नहीं बोलूंगी। व्हाट शी हैज सेड, उसका जो रेफरेंस है, इट्स जस्ट शी सेड के उन्होंने ऑलरेडी देखिए 3 लोग ऑलरेडी गिरफ्तार हो चुके हैं, ऑलरेडी केस अंडर इन्वेस्टिगेशन है। आरजीकर केस के वक्त ममता बनर्जी ने 15 दिन के अंदर अपरिचिता बिल को पास किया था, जहां पर उन्होंने कड़ी सजा की मांग की थी और उन्होंने ये भी कहा था कि फांसी पर लटकाना चाहिए। तो अब ममता बनर्जी कोर्ट तो नहीं बन सकती, फांसी पर तो नहीं लटका सकती, उनके तो अधिकारों में ये नहीं है। तो अगर ममता बनर्जी ने एक लॉ पास किया था, या पूरे मैं देखिए अगर बंगाल की हम बात नहीं करें, एज अ वुमेन ऑफ इंडिया अगर हम पूरे देश की बात करें, तो हमारे पूरे देश में बताइए कहां पर महिला सुरक्षित है? 82 केसेस रोज रजिस्टर्ड होते हैं।
Sofia Khan, every crime against women in this country is deplorable. Nobody is denying that. Nobody is denying that. But what I really want to understand is that when a chief minister makes such statement, doesn't questioning why a survivor was out late, doesn't it imply a blame or judgment?
It was just one of the text which is being shown on media. Already she said that the culprit or the guilty will be punished harshly. She has already said FIR has been lodged, 3 people are caught.
I have a question for you, Sophia.
What she will do?
Sophia, I have a question for you. My question is, Osama, if you can be kind enough and allow me this little intervention.
Please.
I mean, Mamata Banerjee can travel late in the night and everywhere, and her MLAs can, and the MPs from her party. Why? Because they have protection, right? And an ordinary girl cannot expect that for herself. Yeah. And it's a matter of great shame that rapes happen in this country.
And more importantly, it's a big question mark.
On a conscience.
And more importantly, Sophia Khan. Right. More importantly, Shazia Ilmi and Sophia Khan, this is a big question mark on the law and order situation in West Bengal. Something that needs to be addressed. Something that needs to be addressed by the West Bengal government.
What about UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, where most of the cases are reported?
And we question that as well. But when the Chief Minister herself makes such statement, it doesn't sit well.
It's a heinous crime. We all agree that as a woman.
Taken it up. Yogi, the Chief Minister, imagine the way the mentality was, and just see what tough governance and administration and zero tolerance to crimes against women can do. If the head of this particular IUP of West Bengal can take a stand and just see how Yogi ji has been. Compare this with West Bengal, where rapes were not as rampant as they are today.
Madam,
see the deterioration. And now I do believe that Mamata Banerjee should have selected a word carefully and not put the blame on girls who want to step out, be it midnight or post dusk or 7 p.m. I think it is really, really deplorable. And the liberty she allows herself and stronger women with clout and power, should be extended to ordinary, regular girls. And this is not the first time. And I remember very well, some time back, when a lady at a bar was raped, and what Mamata Banerjee had to say. Sheikh Shah Jahan, what was said? So much so that he was protected by West Bengal police. And was allowed to escape.
Shazia Ilmi, we understand your outrage. We get that outrage. We get your outrage. But I also want to...
The criminal.
Yes, Shazia Ilmi, we get your outrage, and it is quite justified. What I really want to ask is the BJP genuinely outraged by these remarks, or are you seeing an opportunity to politically corner the TMC because there is an election coming in? This is what your opponents are going to say.
You know, opponents can say anything, and it's just not the BJP. I think every person out there, political or not, feels a sense of, gets jolted when they hear news like this. and it does make you question the system. But on top of it, they are listening to the woman chief minister who says that let's not step out. Can you imagine? Let's change the logic, and conversely, had it been coming from a BJP chief minister, what would have happened by now? Can you imagine? So you can just, you can reverse the argument, and then what would happen? All the left liberals, bleeding hearts, they would have been out there putting it to, Hindutva and BJP and what have you. So this is what I'm talking about. This state where you have a woman chief minister actually talks about the university or the medical college being a private institution, instead of taking responsibility, knowing very well that the law and order of a state is in the hand of, and home ministry, who does it come under?
Okay, quick response, Sophia Khan. Sophia Khan, a very quick response before I go to Mr. Vikram Singh.
She is also the home minister, by the way.
Yeah, Sophia Khan, do respond to that.
Unless we as a woman, if we stop protesting in selective states against rape, we cannot get the justice. So we have to raise voices, we have to raise voices Sophia. In all the states.
That's exactly my point.
Whether it is UP, whether it is Bihar, whether it is BJP rule,
no
whether
water
it is
about tree,
TMC
my
rule,
friend.
But this BJP and their leaders, even including the women leaders, they only do selective protest. That is the dilemma of this country. I would like to ask Ms. Shazia Ilmi that where was she when Taliban rule was applied in our country? When the women journalists were asked to go outside the press conference room, where was she? Where was the
I want to answer that. I want to answer that.
Where was she when a Dalit girl
Okay. Shazia Almi, I'll come to you. Shazia Almi, I'll come to you. Yes, Sophia Khan, please continue.
To Yogi Maharaj, why there is a selective protest? Even though I am saying that this is a heinous crime.
Sophia Khan, what Taliban rule are you talking about?
It's happening in all parts of the country. But why there is selective rage and why there is a selective voices?
Okay, Shazia Ilmi, very quickly, why is the BJP selectively, why is
by BJP?
Got it, we got it. Sophia Khan, Shazia Ilmi, very quickly respond to that. Why are you being selective? Why is the BJP being selective?
No, I'm not being selective. I'm speaking merely on the chief minister's remark, who happens to be a woman. This lady, this TMC supporter, Sophia ji, with all respect, I would like to tell her that while Mahbooba Moitra was crying hoarse, with little idea of embassies and diplomatic missions being free from diplomatic immunity. They have diplomatic immunity. They are not under the jurisdiction of the Indian state government, and this is part of the Vienna Convention. So with little idea of what the protocols are or international protocols are, you talk about Afghan embassy, which actually on its own, in its own mission, asks women not to be a part of it. It has nothing to do with the government of India. You don't know. The same Mahbooba Moitra is quiet on the rape
Shazia
of a
Ilmi and
young
Sophia
woman.
Khan, I'll quickly button here because there is some breaking news that is coming in.